I feel like this is crooked. Okay, I think this is better. I tried to straighten out my phone on the tripod. It probably looks the same, so I apologize. Hi, welcome to the show. I guess that's what I will call it because I haven't even thought about that part yet. My name's Rayla, and I like to read, as you can see by my background. This is very out of my comfort zone, so I'm just hoping that it will find the right audience that can appreciate it. Hopefully, said audience will be more than just my mom, my boyfriend, and my friends. So, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I love reading, I love talking about books, I love recommending books to people. I could just yap about books literally all day long. So I thought that I would try this out and give myself another outlet to talk to, I guess, myself about books. So I guess to start, I'll just tell you about me. I have always loved to read. I, as far back as I can remember, my favorite, like in elementary school, was always just going to the library for like library day and picking out a book. And we also had a really good public library where I grew up. And every couple weeks, my mom or grandma would take my sister and I, and we would just load up on books. That was like one of my highlights of being a child, I guess, was going to the library. We did this thing called like accelerated reading, I think is what it was called, where you could like read a book and then you would go to the computer in the classroom and take a test, and it was just questions about the book. It was essentially like a quiz about the book, and you would get points knowing so many of the questions about the book. I'm pretty sure that's right. And then you could use those points to get like prizes, and that was honestly like a big deal to me. I took that very seriously. Was just the kind of kid that at like family gatherings, I would just be kind of sitting off by myself reading. I would just be off by myself with my face in a book. We always got, many books as gifts. And whenever a new Harry Potter book came out, my grandma always made sure to get us a copy, and we would just be like waiting and waiting, like counting down the days. And I would literally like, we would start reading on the way home. Like if it was dark, I'd have a flashlight and we would just be like reading because we just simply couldn't wait. I know a lot of people probably say this, but the Harry Potter series is truly like, I think it changed my, I don't want to say my life. That sounds a little crazy. There's something to be said about like sometimes the world is just hard and life can be hard and you just want to be distracted from that. And I guess I didn't maybe realize this at the time, but growing up when I was reading Harry Potter, you just get so immersed in that world. And I think that that was really where I kind of figured out like, okay, books can be an escape from reality, which we need sometimes. I have a very vivid memory in middle school of one of my language English teachers. They read us a book called The K. We read it as a class, but he read it aloud to us, and we would just listen along while he read. And he got very emotional. If you've read that book, you know that the ending is like very sad. I just remember he was reading this book to us and he cried. And that was my first, I guess, time that I figured out that reading can be very emotional. It just has stuck with me for so long. And I think I was in 7th or 8th grade, maybe 6th grade. I don't know. I was in middle school when we read that book. Flash forward to college. I went to college and didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. So after a few semesters, I decided I'm just going to get an English degree. It's not because I thought that would be easy. My literature classes were very challenging. They were hard. It really exposed me to a lot of different kinds of writing. I took like an Eastern Asian literature class, and some of the best books I've ever read have come from me taking that class. Shakespearean literature, early Renaissance literature, and then some more contemporary movie and literature classes. Kind of fell out of love with reading for a little bit because obviously it's different when you're being forced to read something that you just aren't clicking with or don't like. I think it burned me out from reading for a while. And after college, I would still read here and there, but definitely not to the extent that I did from like childhood to college. So now we are present day. I really started reading again as an adult, I guess, in the fall of 2023. My boyfriend loves sports, and we are always watching sports in this house. Be just scrolling on my phone on TikTok, Instagram, just nothing that was very engaging to my brain. I think it was September 2023. I just thought, you know what? I see everyone talk about books on TikTok all the time. I'm just going to go buy a book. That book was It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, because at the time, that book was just all over TikTok, book talk. And it had also, I think, been announced that it was going to be made into a movie not too long after that. And so I read that book. I think I literally read it in 2 days. And that just snowballed. And now I have all these books that I have read and want to read. In 2023, from September to December, like to the end of the year, I think I read about 40 books because, you know, it's winter time. What else are you going to do at night when it's dark and cold but read a book? When it came to the beginning of 2024, I decided, well, I'm clearly reading a lot. I'm reading like 10 plus books a month, like, you know, 2 books a week at this point ish. And so this year I really wanted to push myself, and I made my Goodreads goal 125 books. So far, it's November 22nd. It's right before Thanksgiving. I'm at 118 books read. A couple series that I've completed, just books that I may not normally have read if I hadn't decided I'm going to read X amount of books this year. And it's really challenged me to just pick up books that I might not have. So it's been really fun for me to come back to reading. A lot of my friends are also readers. My sister reads. So it's just fun to talk about either books that we have read or have not read. My boyfriend's mom was a teacher and she is a big reader. So that's fun to talk with her about books that she likes and recommends. I've recommended a couple books to her as well. And it's just something that I adore talking about. I could talk to anybody about books if I am in a social situation and I feel uncomfortable, and I hear somebody start to talk about books. That's like my in to automatically feeling comfortable. And I think there's just so many good benefits to reading, good and stimulating for your brain. But I think it's really helped my mental health over this last year and a few months. I've also set a goal for myself and I'm going to check it off this year, even if it is something as silly as reading a set amount of books in a year. I just feel really proud of myself for doing that. So I think that that's all for this time. If you made it this far, thank you for listening, and I hope that you will join me again next time. Also, I'm very uncomfortable, you can tell, because my neck's getting red. That's a tell if I'm stressed, is like I'll start to get like red. But we did it. I filmed this whole video and it was fine. If it sucks, I don't have to post it, but hopefully I will because I sat down and talked for 20 minutes. Also, if there's anything specific you want to hear me talk about, like if you want recommendations from a certain genre, or if you have book recommendations for me, I would love to hear it. Um, I guess comment below. I don't I don't really know what this is going to be. So, just let me know. Also, if you're watching this, you probably have my phone number. So if you watch this and have recommendations, just let me know. Okay? Bye. Goodbye. See ya.